This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On Air.
Hi, welcome to Diversity Dispatch, your local queer and rainbow podcast. Hello, everybody. How are we? It's been 2 weeks, as it usually is. I have been sick recently, and that sucks. So my brain is still not braining quite right. I'm a little sniffly. I'm going to try not to be too annoying on the air, but that might happen. I don't have anyone with me yet again. I seriously need to find someone to actually sit down and do this with me every time because I'm sure I'm boring you guys. Anyway, I've finally broken out the 70 thought-provoking questions to get conversations started. So we're just going to scroll through that. What's the pain in me you wish... Oh, that's sad. Wait, I want interesting things, not sad things. Okay. What's the best question you've ever been asked? That one. Who's the most influential person in your life? Who influences me most? Probably, this is dumb, but probably Anarchy. She's, love Anne. Honestly, like a big brother to me out of drag, and then literally my drag mother. She's lovely. Love her. And she's, our morals always seem to align, so we can always gel with that. Where would you be if you hadn't followed your dream? Have I followed my dreams? I think I'm still, figuring that out. I'm only 19. If you didn't know that already, I'm only 19. I've got time. Excuse me. What's the best decision you've ever made in your life? Again, I haven't made all that many decisions. So far, probably moving to Dunedin, because I grew up in Invercargill, and that was pretty challenging being a queer person, especially considering that there weren't a lot of other queer people there to talk to and to learn about my own culture. So that was kind of sad. What's your deepest regret, and how can you forgive yourself or make amends? Oh, sorry. I should have brought my water with me. That would have been smart, but no. Okay. I don't feel like answering that, honestly. I don't want to think. I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. I need to find someone to do the podcast with, so that it's hard holding an entire conversation for 26 minutes on your own. It's a challenge. My deepest regret, and how would I forgive myself? My deepest regret, not finding someone to do the podcast with. Because I started doing this, was me and Delia, me and Ricky, we're gonna have a great time, we're gonna chat, it's gonna be great. And it's Ricky's podcast pretty much. And then Ricky was like, nah, I need to take a step back, because Ricky was getting overwhelmed with his workload. So it was like, okay, I'll do it. And at that point it was like, oh, okay, so it'll probably be me and Anne taking over. And then Anne just sort of never did that. Anne's got a lot on her plate as well. And now it's just me. And then there was one. What interests you about the person sitting across from or next to you? Isn't that ironic? If you could change one thing about the world, what would it be? I would make it so that everyone has a bit more empathy, or at least a minimum baseline of empathy. Because I feel like that would fix all the world's problems if everyone cared about everyone else. I feel like that would fix things, or at least a lot of things that are wrong. If you could become If you could bestow a superpower on your child or a loved one, what would it be? Dunno. Dunno. What's your biggest pet peeve? The first one I think of is, because I work in a cafe, right? And it's a pretty tight space. But constantly customers are just like not pushing their chairs in. And it's not that big of a deal, but when you're me, it is a big deal. And it pisses me off. Because, I'm just trying to get through and do my job, man. And I'm carrying maybe, 4 plates of food or drink or whatever. And I'm trying to get past this bloody seat. And these people just... Oh, and my favorite thing to do when that happens is, while they're walking away, I'll be like, bye, and then push my chair in, or push their chair in, so that they turn around to say bye and see me pushing their chair in. Because it just makes me feel a little bit better. Maybe they won't do it again, but no, they always do it again. What's a red flag about you? I can be pretty self-centered. It's not something I like. Not something I like about myself, but I can be pretty self-centered. What's a green flag about you? I don't know. I don't know. I don't hold people to standards that I couldn't meet myself. I don't say that a lot, but it's something that I've thought about a lot. It's I'm not going to tell you to go and do a backflip if I can't go and do a backflip myself first, you know? What color are you in mood or feeling, and why? I don't know what color I am, but my favorite color is a foresty green. And I hope that I can exude that sort of chill vibe, because that's what I like about green. Is it's chill, it's down to earth, specifically forest green. Anything too bright and it's just too much for the eyeballs. I would like my eyeballs to not be set on fire. What helps you breathe easy? Breathing. Breathing helps me breathe easy. I'm so annoying. I'm such a prick. What do you have faith in right now? I have faith that this timer is going to be accurate. I'm sorry, this is very, very dry, which is exactly my kind of humor, but I know it's not everyone's sense of humor. And you know what? I'm only here for 20 minutes every 2 weeks, so you know what? You don't have to listen to me. If my humor isn't funny to you, listen to someone else, but make sure it's on or FM. Ha 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 ha, shameless plug. What do you have faith in? What's changing in your life for the better? I'm in school at the moment, and I'm working on moving into the administration industry rather than hospo, because I've been in hospo for a long time and I'm sick of it. I don't want to do it anymore. I want to go home. But yeah, working on, moving out of hospo and into administration. It's kind of dumb because I'm in my administration course at the moment, and I get so much joy from formatting things and organizing things. We're doing Microsoft Access as one of our topics at the moment, and oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, it's great. Ugh, I love it. Who's the most joyful person you've ever met? I feel like it's got to be one of those obnoxiously joyful people. Because if we're going for most joyful, I don't know. I can't name anyone at the moment. I can't think of anyone. But yeah. What's been the best moment of your life so far? Ooh. I think so far, like the moment... Okay, there's two. There's two that I can think of. And one is when I went on school camp in I think it was year 8. Would have been year 8. Went on school camp in Fiordland, and we went up this huge, huge mountain, and it was very steep. It was literally like a 6-hour hike up the mountain. But we got to the top, and there was this rushing waterfall, and we each took turns dunking our heads under the water. And after walking uphill in the summer heat for 6 hours, that was pretty nice. And the other moment that I think of is my first relationship ever. It was a long distance relationship, and we'd been we were dating. We were dating for probably I want to say about 3 months before we saw each other in person for the second night, because we met in person and then we went away and started chatting and dating and everything. And then, yeah, seeing them for the second time in person, that was a really special moment. I remember sitting on the doorstep for fully an hour texting them as they sent me updates along the car drive over to the city I lived in. Yeah, and they got out of the car and we just ran up to each other, and it was like one of those movie moments where it's just everything just disappears and we just hugged, and it was lovely. That was such a wholesome relationship. Obviously there were hard moments, but it was never because of an argument or anything. It was just, our own stuff going on that made life hard. But it was my first relationship, and it was a good relationship. It was very healthy, lots of communication, because that's literally all we could do. All we could do long distance was talk. Do you believe in second chances? I absolutely do. But I feel like to make a second chance count, you have to have actually changed. Because, I'm talking second chance, Yeah, you've got to actually put some effort in. It's not just a second try, it's a second chance, What's something the person across from you doesn't know about you? I'm just going to say you guys are the person across from me, and I'm going to try and think of something that you guys don't know, because I don't really keep a lot of secrets. I don't know. I don't know. Ask me questions and I will answer them. If you could teleport to any... I hate the font that this website is written in. It's so difficult to read. If you could teleport to any location, where would it be? Am I able to teleport back afterwards? Okay. One place that I would... Okay, 2 places. Sorry. 2 places that I would really... No, 3. I'm sorry. 3 places. But 2 of them are kind of the same place. One is Pompeii and Herculaneum, which are the 2 nearest cities to Mount Vesuvius, which erupted in 79 AD. Obviously, everyone's heard of Pompeii. But Herculaneum is actually on the other side of Mount Vesuvius. And because the wind that day was blowing the pyroclastic flow in the direction of Pompeii, this city was still hit really hard by the eruption. No one, a handful of people survived it. But all of their wax tablets and wooden items and everything, rather than being incinerated instantaneously, they were actually petrified. And I think it's so, so cool. And I would love to go and explore these abandoned cities, which leads me into my second third location, Chernobyl. I would love to go and see Chernobyl. Pompeii / Herculaneum and Chernobyl are probably my 2 hyperfixations. Pompeii less so, but man, it's terrifying what happened in Chernobyl and terrifying what happened in Pompeii. But I would love to just go and see and experience everything. Like, I don't know, they should here's a business venture. Start putting retirement homes and stuff in deadly locations so that people can go and like spend their final days exploring these really cool spots without worrying about dying prematurely, because you're already dying. I would, like, if there was a retirement village in Chernobyl, I would go live there. I would go live in Chernobyl. And like all these, like, there are a bunch of people that still live in Chernobyl because they just didn't leave when the reactor blew up. They just stayed, and some of them are still there, and they're just vibing. I think it's so cool. Are you honest? Now that is an interesting question. I'm gonna say no. I'm not honest. I live by a strict moral code, but honesty is important, but it's not my biggest priority. I feel like honor is one of my biggest priorities. It's like being honorable and like not necessarily being truthful all the time, but like, yeah, being honorable is my thing. Are you going through anything the person across from you doesn't know about? No, I don't think so. I'm not currently going through anything really. Just a touch of the burnout, you know. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Who do you trust most in life? Myself. I trust myself to look after my best interests. I don't know. What's the most important characteristic to look for in a partner? Oh, you know what? I was talking about honor. Loyalty is also... Honor and loyalty are like my two things. Because, like, I don't know, you could say, going back to the are you honest question, like, you can say I'm honest in that I would be truthful about keeping something. Like, I would say, like, yeah, I am keeping this a secret because I'm not ready to talk about it. Like, is that honest enough? I don't know. It really depends on who you ask. But in a partner, and like this is something that I hold myself to a very high standard as well, is loyalty. I'm a very loyal person naturally, like, but it's also easy to lose. Easy to lose my loyalty. If you do something, I may be loyal to you for a long time, but if you do something to break that loyalty, to lose it, poof, gone. And you will draw my ire very quickly. What's the most important to you? What's most important to you right now? I don't know. What question can't you seem to find the answer to? Most of these questions. What's the biggest what if in your mind? Oh, that's just a shameless plug. I'm not going to read that out. What's the biggest what if in your mind? What if, man? Like, I don't know. I feel like I try not to question things too much because then I would just be constantly searching for answers instead of enjoying my life. So sometimes it's important to just be like, yeah, no, I don't understand that, but I can accept it. Who's the one who got away? Oh, I don't have one of those. Actually, no, that's a lie. I do. And I'm not going to say their name on air. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of success? Happiness, honestly. Like that's the most important thing you can succeed at, I feel like, is being happy. And one of the most challenging things as well, if you think about it. Past or present, is there someone you wish you made amends with? If so, who and why? I don't know. If I want to make amends with you, I'm gonna go and do it. Like, I'm not that prideful to refuse to apologize or be like, hey, this thing that you did really upset me, but I still want to be your friend. Can we work through it? Like, I'm not that prideful. I have a certain amount of pride, but not in that area. I care more about my relationships with people than any kind of posterity. What's the question you want to ask most? To whom and why? Dunno. Again, with the questions, I don't really. I just vibe. Who is someone you wish was still around? As in, like, alive, or just, like, in touch with? I don't know. How have you shown up for yourself lately? I don't know. I took a day off from school last week because I wasn't feeling very good. And I think that was actually, like, an important step for me, because I'm learning to not push myself to my absolute limits. Yeah, working on that. What's your worst tendency? Probably procrastination. What's my best quality? I think that's up for other people to decide, because I'm happy with how I am for the most part. Like, there are things I'm working on, but for the most part, I'm happy with me. What's your superpower? Why can't they just ask what the most powerful superpower is? Because I have an answer locked and loaded from that. And I'm going to share it with you now. The most important, or not important, but the most powerful superpower out of all of them is reality bending. And which is essentially just like being God. Like what you says is. And it's the most powerful superpower, and I need people to stop trying to compete with it, because you're not going to win. Because I'll just say you won't win, and then my word is truth, and you have not won. Oh, excuse me, guys. What's the superpower of the person across from you? I don't know. Phone in with your superpower. I really need to set up some social media for this pod. Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you in a couple weeks if I end up doing that. If you could receive closure from one person, who would it be? I've already gotten the closure that I need from the people that I wanted closure from, because I went out and was like, hey, I've got beef with you. Let's talk it out. And we talked it out after a few months of ignoring each other. Are you resisting change? If so, why? I don't think I'm resisting change. I'm actually, there's a lot of changes I'm excited about. I'm on gender-affirming hormones, and I've started growing chest hair, and I'm very happy about it. And every day I look down and I look at my boobs and I go, oh my gosh, there's hair, and it's dark and it's thick and it's only going to get thicker. And that is a change that I'm quite happy about. I don't know, because, like, I've got hair on, like, my legs and arms and belly and everything, but my chest was still very not hairy. So, like, seeing that recently, it's like, yes, I'm not just going to be hairy everywhere but my chest. In your own words, what does love mean? Love is its own thing. It's hard to answer because I think it means something different to everyone. To me, love is like the ultimate devotion to someone or something. Because I don't think you have to love something alive. You can love an inanimate object because there are different kinds of love as well. It doesn't have to be romantic. Just devotion to me. That's what love is to me. In your own words, what does self-worth mean? Well, it's your value to yourself. Have you made space in your life for what you want? I am making space. I am in the process. What is a moment you will cherish forever? I feel like we've already done a very similar one to that. Do you have feelings for anyone that others don't know about? Not that others don't know about. I was talking about it last time. I asked someone out and I don't know if I actually went back and talked about that. I asked that person to go to this thing with me and they were like, no, I'm busy. And then I went to that thing and they were there. So they obviously just didn't want to go with me, which is fine. Just don't lie about it. Like, I said before that I'll lie about stuff, but it's like, just, is it worth it? Like, do you need to lie about that? I don't care. Anyway, I actually should have been keeping a better eye on the timer. It's time to wrap up. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye. So we will see each other again in a couple weeks. Potentially I'll have a like an Instagram or something set up by then. Probably Instagram. Anyway, catch yous later.
Thanks for listening. Diversity Dispatch is a fortnightly show aired Thursdays at 5 p.m. Tune in next time on oar.org.nz or wherever you listen to your podcasts for more queer and diverse content. Over and out.
This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On the Air.